loves, and welcome to my first YouTube video. I am excited and nervous, and I have mixed emotions about this, but I am happy to be here. And I do know some of you, if you are tumbler makers, you know how to make a tumbler. And for those of you who don't, I hope I can teach you a thing or two about making tumblers. And for those of you that already know how to make tumblers, I hope I could give you guys at least some inspiration to come up with your own tumblers and your own ideas, and if you're in a creative block, how to get out of a creative block, So today, for this first video, I will be teaching you how to make this galaxy tumbler. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
Alright guys, so here you see me just spray painting my tumbler. I am using a 32 ounce from the Steel Magnolia. And for that black layer of the tumbler, you do want to make sure you have a full coverage since you will be able to see it through the epoxy. And here you see me just doing little bursts of white spray paint. And as you can see, you also get little speckles in, like when you do your burst, and that's perfectly fine. It does add to the galaxy effect. And here I am just squirting out some alcohol ink in the color Wild Plum by the brand Ranger, and I will be using other colors on my tumbler. As you can see here, I only squirted it out once. I just one color. I didn't want my other colors to get ruined while I worked on the first color. So here I am just putting on a glove before I start, since alcohol inks do get pretty messy. And as you can see here, I am just taking a cotton ball and applying the alcohol ink in a dabbing motion. And it doesn't matter, well, to me it didn't matter to get the alcohol ink on the speckles where the speckles and the black spray paint meet. Just because to me it didn't really be like, it wasn't really noticeable once I put down my epoxy and my tack it method with the glitter. So then here, as you can see, I am just finishing off the Wild Plum color. And once I finish this off, I will be going in with the color Stream by the same brand, the brand Ranger, and you guys can use whatever brands you guys like. These are just the ones that I had on hand. So again, with this, I am just going to dab on the color with a brand new cotton ball so I don't get any cross contamination, even though I do overlap on some of the colors, as you see here. I overlap it because it does create kind of a cell effect, and it mixes the colors into like this really pretty purple color. So with the cell effect, I think it looks a little bit more like a galaxy. So you can see here that I am just dabbing away. And on some of these, I do go on the other side of the pink just to kind of blend that color out a little bit more and create more of that purple color that is created, as you can see here. It to me, it's a really pretty purple, and I will just keep dabbing away and finish this off. Alright, so now that I have finished my wild plum and my stream color, I am just going to be putting my cap on my alcohol ink so it doesn't get ruined. Now I'm just going to use some gold alcohol ink and I am shaking it up before I place some on my dish. And with the alcohol ink, we are repeating the same process with this gold color. We are going to be taking a cotton ball and dabbing it on our tumbler. The only difference with this color is I personally like it in between my other two colors because I think it adds a little bit more of that galaxy effect. This brand of the ink is the Bria Reese. You guys can use whatever brands you like. These are just the ones that I have on hand. And as you can see, it does mix a little bit with the stream color and the wild plum color. But to me, that doesn't really matter because since it does dilute it a little bit, I guess you could say, um, I think it adds more to that galaxy effect. And as you can see, I'm just kind of eyeballing where I want that gold alcohol ink. And I do try to stay in between the two colors or just kind of go where I see it is missing. And like I said before, if you run out of ink, you can just place some more on your dish and then continue applying it to your tumbler. So we are going to continue to do this, and after we complete this and let the ink dry, we will be adding some acrylic paint. And I do water down that acrylic paint because with the paint we are going to be creating sort of like a star effect. So we will be splattering some of it, though I don't necessarily use the same process as when you splatter paint for the tumbler, and you'll see later on in the video how I like to apply my paint onto the tumbler just to create a smaller star looking tumbler. Okay, so once our alcohol ink is dry, we will be taking that watered down acrylic paint, and as you can see, I am just kind of running my finger. Sorry, this isn't the best angle for that, and I'm sorry for the very shaking video. It was super windy and I was outside. As you can see, I was just running my finger along the bristles of the brush, and I will be doing this all over the tumbler um, until I get to the other side of where I started with this effect. So I did mess up a little bit on the tumbler. I did start off by doing the regular splatter painting method that you kind of just flick the the whole paintbrush and throw the paint on, if you know what I mean. But not to worry, I just wiped it down and as you can see, I had a bigger um, paint blob, I guess, right there, and I just wiped it off, which is what I did with the other um, paint. So then once the paint is completely dry, we will be moving on to our tack it method. And if you do not know what the tack it method is, the tack it method is you basically tack it over and over, which you see me using here. So you take the glue, you apply an even coat all the way around your tumbler, and then you wait for it to dry. So once it's dry, it is tacky. And once you finish that, you can put glitter on it, rub the glitter into the tumbler, and it has a glittery look to your tumbler, but not the same as if you would use like liquid glue or Mod Podge to apply the glitter to your tumbler. So as you can see here, I am just applying my tack it over and over evenly onto my tumbler, or trying to anyways. um, so yeah, once you do that, and as you can see, it does look white, but once it dries, it will dry clear. And if you try this out and have any questions, let me know. I would be more than happy to help. So as you can see, just apply it onto your tumbler. And I do actually go over this again with the glue. So after this first layer of glue, I dry it with my heat gun. You could use a hair dryer if you would like to, if you don't have a heat gun, just to speed up the process a little bit of the glue drying. Or if you don't have those, you could just wait a bit and wait for the glue to dry. You do want to make sure it is pretty dry, or completely dry and tacky before you apply your glue. So as you can see here, I am just using my heat gun to dry the tacket. So then once my glue is dry, I do go over it with the glue a second time, like I said. Um, it's just something I do just to make sure I don't have any missing spots of glue or anything like that. And I just completely make sure that's dry before going in with my glitter. So once I finish this, I will be going in with my glitter, and as you can see here, I am just making sure that it's dry and tacky. So um, for a tack it method, you want to use a holographic glitter just to make sure you get the most out of the design. So this is the color Snow Angel by Wildflower Glitter Co. And I do love their glitters. I have Most of my glitters are from their company, and as you can see, I am just shaking the glitter onto my tumbler until it is completely covered in the glitter. So then once I do that, I am just going to be taking a paintbrush and tapping any excess off. And if you did put the tacket on the bottom of your tumbler, you do want to make sure you have that covered as well. And once this is finished, I am going to take a finger glove thingy, whatever it's called, and just rubbing in that glitter onto my tumbler to get that tacket method effect. And as you can see, by rubbing it in, it is um, decreasing, I guess, the vibrancy of the white glitter. And once this is finished, you do want to go in with um, a dry paintbrush just to knock any excess glitter off. And I'm sorry, I did forget to record me epoxying this. I used 30 millimeters for my first layer of epoxy. And as you can see here, I am just overlapping my decal onto an offset, and I did use holographic vinyl for my offset, and I am just applying it onto my tumbler here. And I did use quick coat to make sure that my holographic vinyl wouldn't lift or anything like that, and I just applied that and wait for it to dry. And yeah, so I went in with 30 millimeters approximately again for my second coat, and here is the finished tumbler, you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next Saturday.